Okay, Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart will open with a statement, and we'll have some questions.
So good afternoon. It's good to see everyone. Good to have everybody back on campus, students and move-ins tomorrow, and normally be with you around the football media day, but I was out of town on business, so not able to speak with you at the normal time. So I'll start with a topic that's on everyone's mind. As is my norm, I will keep details of the family business and private conversations within the family and the department. Comments in an interview created, in my judgment, an unproductive and unfortunate situation. I can assure you I've talked to both coaches, and they're extremely competitive, and that's where I want them to be. I'm glad they're competitive and they are proud of their programs. Like all of us, they want their students and their teams to be successful. At the same time, I know all of our coaches and our entire department understand the privilege that we have in representing this university and the state. We compete, we educate, with the understanding of how privileged we are to be here, and the importance and the honor and integrity that must be present in everything that we do for our university, for our state, and for our students who look to us. We all of us, every one of us, have an incredible heart and love for this university and this state. And that commitment is part of why I think coming off such a historic year of accomplishments, which is what I'll speak to in just a moment. As adults, we're responsible for leading a group of young people. What we're doing today is laying a foundation for generational leadership, and I use that all the time in my conversations with our team for today and for the future. The adults are supposed to teach the children. However, what occurred this week is not who we are. It's not who we want to be. And I've communicated that directly, and we will continue to work our way through that. I believe we're ready to move forward together as a department, as a family. And to be clear, we aren't a football school, we aren't a basketball school, we're both of these and much more. We're a university with an outstanding athletic department, as demonstrated by our highest ever finish in the Director's Cup, which measures us on the performance across all sports, in 20 straight semesters of above a 3.0 with those same student athletes that represent our program, over 600 of them. Kenneth Horsey said it best at SEC Football Media Days. He said, "We're an all-everything school." And I appreciated him saying that. It's fascinating to me that he was paying such attention that he could go and quote chapter and verse exactly what our teams were doing when he went to Media Day. As you likely noticed when you came in today, there's a crane above installing new video boards, which will enhance the fan experience when Kroger Field welcomes back fans on September 3rd. This project, in addition to the renovation of the Nutter Field House and the construction of a new indoor track and field practice facility, will serve fans and over 200 student athletes. As approved by the Board of Trustees, the design of a new tennis complex, the renovation of historic Memorial Coliseum will lead to the enhancements for our men's and women's tennis programs, volleyball, gymnastics, women's basketball, and our new stunt program. And these approved projects are the next wave of what we have been doing for more than 20 years of construction enhancement to athletic facilities. We've been doing this 20 years. We're always evaluating the needs and making priorities that hasn't changed and it will not change. I want our coaches to want more. That's awesome. More for their teams, for our programs, more for the students who work so hard and sacrifice to be successful, and it has proven results. But the desire for more should be met with a sense of gratitude that we shall all share for what we have done together. I'm grateful and proud of the updates for the Rupp Arena for our fans, the new locker rooms for our men's basketball at Rupp Arena and the Joe Kraft Center, the incredible new head basketball coach's office, the new Joe Kraft football training center and practice fields, the renovation of a football stadium, the construction of the new Kentucky Proud Park, gymnastics locker room, volleyball team room, softball video board and stadium enhancements, as well as the new facilities for soccer and softball, and our outdoor track and field complex, among others, and I could continue to go on.
Mitch, are you considering a new basketball practice facility? That's what started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Where is that?
So we've got, the Kraft Center is 15 years old, and we've continued to make enhancements during that time. We've enhanced that facility over and over again. It continues to be a state-of-the-art facility because we take really good care of it. We'll continue to make improvements as we see fit, as we are working through that. But we always do that. We always have. We've never stopped looking at ways we can continue to enhance our program. It's part of what we've done. As I mentioned, there's a process for all this. and we work through the processes. And I'm very thoughtful about what we do, and we have to take those things to our university administration. We work through the board of trustees. We have campus strategic planning. All of that is a part of this process. And so we've been thoughtful about doing that way for 20 years. And we'll continue to do that. So we'll continue to look at our needs. But right now, what's in the queue for us is really, really important is the renovation Memorial Coliseum, which is due to begin probably sometime next year. We've got the plans for that already done. We're working on some other thoughts around that, which could help all of our programs. We've got, obviously, the indoor track is being built, and we've got the plans for a new tennis facility. We're trying to draw those up and get those going, because that initially was supposed to go where the track is supposed to go. We're having to move that now, so that's going to go to a different spot. And then renovating the indoor facility, which again enhances the ability for us to work with a bunch of our students for sports that have indoor needs during the winter. So where we are right now, it's not a project that we've put on our strategic plan. So, but we'll continue to look and see how we work through the things that help our basketball programs and make sure that we're doing all we can. We've got to do some things, continue to do some things in the craft center, and we'll always do that.
Mark seems to be pretty clearly still upset about some of the things that were said earlier this week. He said he and Cal have not talked. Do you feel any need to broker anything there to get?
Yeah, I think that they'll talk at the appropriate time when Cal gets back from the Bahamas. I don't think those are conversations that are probably great over the phone. I think you want to get back face to face and visit a little bit and do that together. They're both grown men that are iconic people in our program, and I would expect and anticipate that they'll manage that like pros. I would anticipate them to get in there and have solid conversations and figure out. It doesn't mean that they'll have to, have dinner every night together or whatever. But they got programs they've got to work at and build. And Mark's in season and he's working at it. And Cal is preparing his team in the Bahamas, and he's going to get back here and he's going to have a lot of work to do to get ready to go for our 2022-23 season. So those conversations and those things will be done in the family, and we'll move on. We're going to put this behind us pretty quickly because we got a lot of work to do when the season starts up on us right now, and that's where I want our focus to be. Let's be really clear about that. What we came here to do is not to get into drama every day, and let's absolutely line up and do what we're supposed to do, educate and compete, and we're going to get back to that really, really quickly. All this stuff is noise, and I'm not going to get hung up in noise. It'll be the last you hear me talk about it.
Then let me ask you one more thing while you're still talking about it. This idea of Kentucky being a basketball school, that's always been around. I mean, nothing is really, it's always been the standard bearer, and whether Coach Calipari has said those exact words before, he's always talked about this Kentucky effect of this and that and whatever. You mentioned the social media, but why do you think this really blew up when it did?
Guys had nothing else. I mean, it's NFL exhibition season, Major League Baseball. There's just not a lot to talk about in the summer. It's a talking season.
So are you blaming the media?
No, it's not your all's fault. It's just there's nothing else out there right now. We need desperately to play games. We need to play games and do what we do. The rest of the stuff is noise. And I think the one thing that's been beautiful about our program for so long, the thing that allowed so many of our coaches to be successful, you don't get hung up in stuff that doesn't matter.
Mitch, Kentucky fans are haunted by, they had Adolph in Bear Bryant, and obviously one left.
Yeah.
Should they worry that this dynamic is heading in that direction?
I have two coaches that have been with me, one 13 years and one 10 years. I can't speak to that. That's their call. But I will tell you, I'll be there with them. I'll walk with them, both of them. I've walked with them all this way. I hired them both. I gave them the opportunities to coach here, their families to come here, to win championships here, to go to bowl games here. I've walked with both of them, through both good and bad, and they both know it. They don't have to fear the administration. The administration's been right here the whole time. We got a president that's been right here the whole time. It ain't changing. And they've been provided every opportunity to do the very things that they want to do to be successful. That isn't changing as long as I'm in the chair. We will have that support. And if that's not good enough, coaches change a lot in today's world. They do. For us to have 23 years of expertise in those two chairs, I don't think there's another school in the league that probably has that. It's pretty close. I don't know that anybody does. We have 44 years of experience between the athletic director and the men's basketball coach and football coach in Kentucky. Walk around the league and tell me anybody else who's got that, and then they can start tweeting that stuff out. A couple of them have gone through some coaches pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm a little fired up about that. This league used to be a league of friendship. If this is the way it's going to go, I'm in. Let's go play. Got me a little juiced.